And the bad news is Bretimus, Morelius, Maximus, Maius, Brett the Machine May, Brett the Microwave, the Blind, is back in jail. Apparently so. I'm rough as old boots. I've got the flu. So if I'm coughing and spluttering, I am sorry. I've got the flu or the cold or the COVID or some sort of ailment. Anyway, I'm not well. But I couldn't leave this. So I've got out my pit to cover this. Rumours and the facts of the rumours that are going about. So the facts are Shadow Boxer versus Brett May is off, as many of you thought it would be. I somehow believed it was true because of the input of Dougie Joyce and 3D Fight Club. And Shadow's bang up for it. I know he is. I was asked to do his corner, but obviously I can't because we've got a home show on the same day. So some of my fighters who I train every day in, day out are fighting, a lot of them. So I couldn't not turn up for that. It's been booked for months. So on to the arrest. I do apologise. The arrest. So the rumours flying about are, firstly, we heard Brett May's Nana's house, his grandmother, unfortunately, her house was rammed by a car reversing into the front room on a couple of occasions. Shouldn't laugh. But it turned out to be one of his neighbours' houses, his Nana's neighbours. They got the wrong house. And apparently Brett May's retaliated. And this is what he's got arrested for. And we've seen a video of armed police. It's in the thumbnail, like a screenshot of it. West Yorkshire police, you can hear. And someone in the background says, Brett must have done something bad, or Brett's done something serious, something along those lines. You can hear him clearly talking about Brett. And there's loads of police there. There's an unmarked Volvo. They're all got the armed suits on, and there's 2 4x4s marked. So yeah, he's in big trouble. Anyway, then it comes out that is the case, that his grandmother's neighbour has been rammed in looking for him, but the actual thing he's been arrested for is smashing up a nightclub. Now, apparently his mother and his sister, listen, I don't know if this is true. I'm not saying anything bad about them. You can make your own opinion up about his mother and his sister. But apparently they've beaten up another woman in a nightclub on a night out. Brett and his mum and his sister. And then Brett's gone ballistic and he's smashed up the nightclub. He's threatening to smash the windows. And an off-duty police officer is in the club at the time. Seen it all going on. Heard the commotion. And then the next day, the windows of the club have all been put through. And Brett has promptly been arrested. So the question then beckons, who rammed his nan's house, if this is the case? Now, we've seen his car rammed off the road. He's always talking in his videos about this. He's named a few names. I'm not going to name them because they're not in the public eye, but these travellers that he's fighting with in Doncaster, and he's apparently beating them up individually, and then they're coming back at him. So he's got an ongoing war, and it would make sense that he certainly had people after him, because for the last 2 weeks, every video has not shown where he is in any capacity. He's been filming his shoes or filming his steering wheel or filming in the dark, and it's looked like he's been bouncing from place to place or hotel to hotel, because he has been on a different sofa, or he's been in a hotel room clearly in a different bed. So maybe potentially staying in his car at times as well. So has he been on the run now from these fellas for quite some time? He may well have. We had all the incidents going back now to when he had all that kickoff with Bash, and Bash was talking about travellers were threatening him, and you had Andy Smith's house got apparently damaged, his dad's house, and then you had the Andrew Anthony incident. So there's been a lot of shit going on. Brett May having a serious drink problem, which seems to be getting worse and worse, and then he appeared to be on some sort of Valium or something like that after that. So he hasn't been in a good space, apparently, looking really like for a while now. Since the Danny Christie fight never happened, when he claimed to be at the Lakeside and he wasn't at the Lakeside. So has this been an ongoing issue for now a couple of months or a month or so, and it's just heated up? And Was there any retaliation from Brett on these guys? We don't actually know yet. But every single place, every single channel, every single report is saying that Brett has been remanded to Hull jail. Now, the other thing that beckons the question is, why is his local jail is Doncaster. So why is it, obviously from Doncaster, so why has he been put in Hull and not Doncaster? And that normally happens for the reasons being that if you've got problems with someone, they will put you in a different place. Do you know what I mean? Rather than putting you there. And if you go to the police and say, I can't go to this jail. Were the guys who from the shop incident where he got cut, are they in that jail? I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it. It could just be because the jail's full up, but it seems a strange one because where I'm from in Kent, if you get jailed, you go to Rochester or you go to Elmley. And that's a pretty much guarantee unless they're full up, but that doesn't happen very often. And if you're jailed in London, you go to one of the London jails. It's just sort of, you go to your local place. So why has he not been put in Doncaster? That's another question. I'm sure we'll get the facts as time goes on, but at this moment in time, all we know is Shadow Boxer is now fighting Flash. Flash is he's a bit of a journeyman, but he does go to win. He's fought some very good people. He has beat a few people as well. He's quite scrappy, tall. He's a lot lighter than Shadow, but he's about 6 foot odd and fast, scrappy lad. So Shadow Boxer should really just bowl him over. But it'll be good to watch, and it's a boxing match, not a bare knuckle fight anyway. So Brett is not fighting. Has he just been jailed on purpose so he doesn't have to fight? That's what some people are saying, but we're going to see Shadow Boxer fight this weekend anyway. And Brett, it's a sad day for the Dark Corner. Brett's gone for a few months anyway. HMP, bang your doors, free the mayo, yuck the mayo. Sad day because Brett brings us endless laughs and endless content. Anyways, boys, if you got this far, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Adios, le bosh. I forgot to add at the end of that, me and Danny are arranging this spar. We are going to get it on. I'm going to go up and stay with him for a couple of days. Well, day and a night or whatever, but I've only realised how far it actually is after the Manchester drive, and he's another 3 hours from Manchester. It took us 7 hours to get there, and a little bit more on the way back because of traffic and stuff. So I'm going to fly up there, I think, to Newcastle. I'm so poorly. But yeah, so we'll get it on looking like next week. Need to match both our schedules up, need to make sure my missus hasn't got work, his missus hasn't got work. Loads of stuff to do. Well, a few things to do. But yeah, so as soon as we get a confirmed date, when I've got my flights booked, I'll let you know, boys. Adios, le bosh.